Going on, everybody? Level M Diecast coming back to you with another episode of our Real Working Rigs walkthrough. This is going to be episode number 9. This is lifting equipment, and you guys are going to have to bear with me a little bit here. Some of these are maybe a little stretch on the lifting equipment side, but this is just kind of how they kind of fell into the flow. First one we're going to take a look at is this DAF. This is a skip truck. Take a look at the base real quick right away. C02 is your debut year. This is your classic DAF model 55. Real working rig number 18, I believe that is. Yep. And copyright 2009. This is a pretty cool model. It's pretty hefty. Everything you see that's green is metal. So quite a bit of metal on this model. Taking a look at the front. Real good print on the front. You got your right-hand drive, of course. This is not a U.S. truck. This is a European truck. Got the logo on there. Holmes Green Tech Skip Service. It's pretty cool. Like the chevrons on it. Got some more chevrons on the back. There is no actual print on the back, but this is a skip truck. So, as you would expect, this will come down, and that it actually stops right there, which is level with the ground. So you can just drop your skip off, and of course, the skip is removable. It's all plastic. But it looks pretty cool. Appropriately sized, or shaped, I should say, to reflect, it's not just universal. It's got to go on there one direction to look right. And then pretty good detail down here on the bottom. It does have the actuator hydraulics detailed, but obviously they don't do anything. That's perfectly okay. That's what the truck looks like without a skip container on the back. Looks pretty cool though. I like it. Snap this guy around in there. He just snaps in. Just throw him down on our rotator guy. I have my little background here. This is a 187 scale Lieber tower crane. Super crazy detailed. It's got to be assembled and all kinds of crazy stuff. I don't really know much about it. I just got it for a pretty good price. It's a pretty cool piece. So got that as our little bit of a background. This model was very sparingly used, but we did get a second version. This is our second version. This is H. Miller Skip Services. Call for pickup service. Got some print on the actual skip, which is pretty nice. All those same chevrons, which is good. Still got the same print on the front. Leyland DAF. It's a very nice piece. Matchbox has done a ton of DAF stuff over the years, going all the way back to the Lesney era. It's pretty nice. This one gets additional chevrons on the back. I really like that. It looks really good. The lifting unit is blue on this one, and then your container is red. Other than that, it's all the same details, same good stuff. Taking a look at the base. This is C12. Try to get that in the glare there for you. This the last time we ever saw this model. So this guy has only gotten two releases. I think this is a pretty nice model. It has exactly what you'd expect from a real working rig. All the exact features that are supposed to be work, which is pretty nice. Give him a couple of rotator rolls there. Now we're going to go on to something that is literally a piece of lifting equipment. This is the all-terrain crane. This is its debut deco. This looks familiar. We'll get to that in a minute. Rannoch deco. This is when Rannoch was in its infamy. Such a good version. All that gray on the bottom is metal. The boom, the cab, and that black engine detail is all plastic. But that's good. You want all the metal to be on the bottom. Really good chevron print all along the sides for the jacks, although the stabilizers don't do anything. They don't move out. Got some good print on the boom. Looking at the front, 3000, or I'm sorry, 3600 is the number. I'm assuming that's just detail for what unit number would be or whatever. Really nice detail on this side of the boom with the extender, even though you can't use it. It doesn't move out. But the print is a little different on this side, which is pretty nice. I like that. This is a much larger, different wheel than all the other real working rigs. As a matter of fact, I think this guy has his own specific wheel. I don't believe this wheel has ever popped up on any other model. Just this guy. It's the same standard wheel like that DAF has, but it's much bigger, like design-wise, much bigger. It's pretty nice. Looking at the back, there is no tamper print on the back, which is perfectly fine. Looking at the base, a lot of attachment points down here. This is B46. That is your debut real working rig number 10. It is called the MBX crane, although this is, I think in later batches it was just called the all-terrain crane. Obviously this is a crane, so your crane is going to lift up and get this guy out here. Lifts pretty high, gets completely off the camera. You do get one stage of boom, and it is significantly long. Just for reference, I mean it booms out almost as much as another real working rig, so that's pretty nice. The hook is fixed, so that way when it's up, it kind of looks level. This does have a cylinder in there, so it will hold itself perfectly fine. No need for deets. And then, of course, it's 360 rotation. That looks pretty good. I know it's like way off the camera, guys, but it's a very posable model. It's a very nice model. Like I said, majority of all the metals in the base. So, you could probably pose this with something on there. Yeah, maybe. It'd be kind of a stretch, but it would look pretty good. It doesn't take that much weight to pull this down. I'm just taking a look at the inside there just real quick so you guys can see. There is the, collapse the boom real quick. There is the simulated engine detail, exactly what you see on a real crane. And then there's a little notch in the front here, and that notch is designed to perfectly hold the hook. That way the boom does not move around. So that's a pretty nice piece. Looking pretty cool. Get that guy right there. Second version was pretty cool. You guys can let me know what you think about this. So this is more of like a deco style for a crane you'd see in Europe, and I'm not really sure why there would be differentiations of that. But if you guys look at like Sarins and stuff, and just kind of how they're decoed up versus, somebody like RMS cranes or something here in the U.S. They're just very different in their style. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. If you guys are crane aficionados, you'll probably understand what I'm saying. Van Deuter construction. This is just generic, but it looks good. It's like a kind of an off neon yellow. And then your boom part is like a silver gray. Also matches with some engine detail in there, so you can see that that's actually two separate pieces to make that up, which is pretty nice. Still the same color base, still all the same chevrons. Looking at the front, you still get the same chevron warnings. This is unit number 12. There is an interior in there. There's a seat on both sides. This one also gets some chevrons on this boom part here, which I really like this direction. Obviously, it's going to be different on every one of these because they got this detail for the lattice extender, which is pretty sweet. Taking a look at the base, or I'm sorry, looking at the back, there's no details. And if I remember correctly, I don't believe any of these ever got any tampo print for the back, but there's quite a bit of detail in the casting. It looks really good. Take a look at the base C05. So did I get these backwards, guys? Nope, I got these right. B46 and C05. Sorry. Just got to make sure. Guys. Real working rig 10. No other differences to this. Made in Thailand. It's a pretty nice model. It does all the same features as the other guy. So nothing reporting about that one. The crane's a really nice piece, by the way. We're going to put that guy on there. What we're going to do is I'm going to set this Rannick back a little bit. We're going to sort of kind of put those DAFs in there a little bit. We're going to go on to the third release. This one, I believe, if I remember correctly, this came out Real Working Rigs 2.0, as I have coined it. The return of Real Working Rigs. This one has a tremendously higher amount of deco on it. You can see all that print on the base. Just a bunch of lines everywhere, just to have detail and whatnot. It looks perfectly fine. I like it. This one actually has the Real Working Rig number printed on it. Looks pretty good. Real Working Rig 10. Inbox Real Rigs. I just now realized that's what it says on the boom, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All your same chevrons and whatnot. This one did sacrifice a little bit with no front tampo because all the additional side tampo, I'm assuming. Also no additional tampo on this side of the boom, but that's okay. The rest of this is decoed up just fine. Kind of interesting that there's no deco right here in the middle, but you know, it is what it is. Take a look at the back. No deco as well. No deco as well. That's okay. And just, you know, from the top, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Obviously, no working features was changed or removed on this. It does have some nice diamond plating detail right there for the deck. It's pretty cool. I really want to see one painted up with the light, the warning light. Look cool. It's a lot of extra detail though. Sorry guys, getting ahead of myself. L25. L25 is your base code. I just call it crane. It's just crane. So it looks like they actually changed the base a little bit. So this one on the bottom says Thailand, nothing on the other side. They moved that to the front. Changed the name from the MBX crane to just crane. And then it's kind of interesting. They put the MBX in the back. It's kind of weird. It's kind of interesting. Not really sure what the purpose of all the changing of that base was. I know that they had to put this this warning number or letters up there, or numbers, you know, that little warning thing right there. I feel like they could have figured out a different way to do that though. Just some geeking out stuff for you guys. Now, we're going to move on to the last version. And no, I have not shown you this one. So they reissued the deco. We got this Rannick deco again. And I'm perfectly happy with that, personally, just because I wanted some extra ones of these, which I got. However, it is a little different than the original, but we'll take a look at this first. Looks super familiar. You got all your chevrons, all your details. Still, 3600 is the number in the front. Taking a look at the other side. Still got all that tampo print. And then, of course, no tampo print in the back. This guy is in 38. That is your most recent version. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare. So your existing one, or the original, is right here on the bottom. Okay. So it's super hard to tell. It doesn't really show up on the camera, but if you have these in person, there's a considerable shade difference in the orange. You can kind of tell it on the chevrons on the bottom, on the base. You can tell it specifically in the front. Super, super, super prevalent in the front. So this one on the left is the original. So you can see how different those oranges are. So there's significant change in those. Obviously the base has changed. Base has changed the details and stuff like that. But like I said, you got to be pretty hardcore to be interested in that kind of stuff. All the decos are the same though. All the deco spots, all the deco deets, they are all the same. So looking at this, even the break in the stripe, everything, they're all the same. But that's okay, because I love this guy. It's one of my favorite Real Working Rigs. It's not my favorite, but it's one of my favorites. So we're going to make a little bit of room here. I know you guys can't really see this stuff off the camera, but that's okay. Now we're going to move on to the last lifting type thing, and this is the one where we kind of have to stretch it just a little bit. Just a little bit. This is definitely pretty dang close to my most favorite Real Working Rig of all time. This is the roll-off truck, and this is the most perfectly fit real working rig you could imagine, in my opinion. This is more fitting than any other real working rig they did. This one, just it being a moving parts, features, details, all that stuff, just incredible. This is its debut deco in Clin's Transport Services. Love this. This is a Kenworth T800. This is World Working Rig number 007. B07 is your debut date. All this nice chrome. Excellent detail in the front end. You got that Kenworth logo. Headlights are decoed. Just fantastic. You got the lights on the rear done up. Taking a look at the other side. Got this nice smokestack. Very nice. Very detailed. Two sides are very different. You got toolbox and fuel tank on one side, and then just part of the barriers or whatever you want to call it type thing. This obviously does everything you think it's going to do. So raises up. You got a piston in there to provide plenty of friction and stuff. This is the simulated tarp cover. Obviously the tarp cover doesn't roll over, but that's perfectly fine. And then of course there's a little lock in the front, and then your unit slides down. There is a little channel in there to direct this all the way down, perfectly straight. And then you just kind of, when it gets to the very end, you just kind of have to dump it off. That's just kind of the way it works. It doesn't go all the way to the ground, just so you guys can see. That's the way it looks, and it's super fitting. I mean, this is exactly the way it should look. Looks super good. This is just, for comparison, that's how close it is. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think it's perfectly fine. This is your container. It is made up of 3 pieces. There is the sides are all one piece, and then your base is clipped on. You can see the clips in here. And then of course it's a roll-off dumpster, so you have to be able to open it to dump it out. It doesn't go all the way back, and there's nothing to hold it, but it's perfectly fine. It holds in there pretty good. There's a little bit of friction in there, so it doesn't always fall out. But when you have it on here, and there's where that little locking thing is in the front, when you have this open, this will just kind of sit on the ground a little bit and hold itself open just like that. And dump it out. It's a pretty sweet. Man, so good. It's so good. I can't even tell you, man. This is such a good one. I know I'm spending a ton of time on this, but this is such a good model. Such a good model. We're going to go on to the very next version, Commodities Transport. This one's just as good. This one actually looks a little bit more realistic, just because the deco, I think, is something you'd probably more likely see in real life. Just my opinion. Still get all the good chrome details, all the same stuff. Would like to see the smokestack chrome, but it's not chrome. This one got the warning lights. Got the warning light on the side, or not the warning lights. The warning reflectors. Sorry about that. Get a little ahead of myself. All the same decos on the back. Taking a look at this side. So yeah, if this was chrome, it would look a little bit better, but maybe this is too much chrome. It looks good though. I mean, this is a pretty flashy truck. It looks pretty good. And then of course, you still have all your same details. You got diamond plating detail down there in the bottom. You're going to take a look at the base. B27 is your date code right there on the axle. The rest of the deets, it's a very plain base, but this model you're not going to be looking at the base. I mean, for you guys that are truck guys, this T800 cab is fantastic. It's fantastic. Such a good version. So we're going to let this guy roll down. Move him off. Give this guy a little bit of rotator time. All right, we got one last one. This is the most recent version of this particular model. This is Knight's Commodities Transport. I really like this one in white. Get the Kenworth name right there on the hood. This one's, this one also looks pretty good. This one looks pretty realistic in my opinion. Those reflector details on the roll-off look even better on this one. Still get the Kenworth logo on there. This one doesn't get painted headlights because it's already white, so you probably wouldn't notice it anyways. There is an interior in there in case you guys are curious, for sure. Taking a look at this side. Looks pretty good. Never did get this guy in chrome, the exhaust, but that's okay. Still get the same tempo print on the back. Looks pretty good. There is a little bit of detail to kind of mimic a latch on there. And there's your container. It's pretty smooth in there too. You could probably put some stuff in there and actually dump it out. Take a look at the base. C21 is your base code. I'm very, very disappointed that we've never seen this model again. We only got this 3 times. I mean, C21, it's been a really long time since we've seen this. I don't know if there's an issue with the license of Kenworth. But honestly, even if they had to kind of modify this a little bit to sort of, dare I say, make it generic, but still have all the same features and all the same roll-offs and all that same stuff, I might be okay with that. But I really would like to see this version or this model come out again because it's such a good model. Such a good model. We're going to leave those guys up there and let those guys rotate a little bit. So there you go, guys. That is part 9. We have one more part to go, and then we will do a wrap-up video. Next version to come out, you guys probably already guessed it. It will be the generics. There are quite a few generics that kind of just don't fit in anywhere, but that'll be the next version. It'll be something for you guys to look forward to. Let me know what you guys think about this roll-off. This is such a good real working rig. It's almost at the top. It may even be at the top. I don't know. I really would have to look at these real working rigs, but I really, really, really like this one. One of the best real working rigs ever made, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys dig about these, and I guess let me know if I stretched it a little too far with lifting machines on this one. But sometimes it's just the way that they roll. It's just the way that they roll. So on that note, we are going to roll out here at Level M. Peace.